and see. I'll have my camera on in just a bit. But we're really grateful for all of you, and it's great to actually meet virtually. All right, everybody. So whenever you're ready, you're welcome to let the guests in. I'm going to go ahead and go on mute, and then I'll have my camera on in just a bit, but I'm setting up the Instagram live.
Donna, Jordan, you're feeling good?
Yes, and also just saying a quick hello to Jamie and Emmy because I didn't meet you guys, but I'm Donna, the other co-host.
Hi, nice to meet you.
Hi, Stacey. I'm Jordan. I'm a co-host as well. I haven't met you yet.
I'm so excited. I love Finesse Media. I love all of you. You guys are doing great, and I'm so excited you guys asked me to come back. So this is going to be a fun panel.
Well, we love you, Stacey.
So, I love all of you guys.
Hi, everyone. Just real quickly, I'm also Kit Kat. I'm the general manager here at Finesse Media, so I'll be behind the scenes. If you need anything, you can contact me anytime. So with all that, are all our panelists and our hosts ready to go? I'll let people in now.
Yeah.
Beautiful. All right. Here we go.
Welcome in, everybody. It's good to see everyone's faces today. All right. Let's keep them coming. Is everyone doing well? If you can give me a whoop whoop, say you're doing well today. Whoop whoop. All right. So while we're letting people in, let's play a game, an icebreaker game. I'll call on random people in the audience, ask you a question, and you just give me an answer. So my question today is, if these singers were rappers, who would win in a versus competition? So let's see, I have SZA versus Summer Walker. I'll call on, oh my gosh. Oh, Sai. Hey, Sai. Who do you think would win?
I think SZA is wiping the floor, if I'm being honest.
Really? Why do you think so?
I don't know. I've been listening to SZA for a while, and I know Summer Walker is like upcoming queen of R&B, but SZA just has my heart ever since she made that song with Dram like 5 or 6 years ago. Can't take her. But yeah, SZA is dope.
Yeah, she's amazing. And let's see, it's called on Apollo Fresh. Are you here? Here you go. Who do you think? SZA versus Summer Walker. Oh, you're on mute. Okay, there you go. Actually, we cannot hear you, I don't think. That's okay. Let me call on someone else first and while you get it situated. All right.
Can you hear me now?
Oh yeah, go ahead.
Awesome. So Summer Walker for sure.
Mm-hmm.
For me, just because she just gets so grimy and truthful and honest with her lyrics. Like she's pretty honest too, but like Summer Walker is like she knows what she wants and she just says it clearly and nasty. Yeah, I think that's cool.
Definitely. We love honesty here. So what about Michael Jackson versus Prince? I'm gonna call on Alyssa Lewis.
I think I'd have to go with Michael Jackson just because he's like the king of pop and like I've grown up listening to him like a bit more than Prince. But yeah, that's I'd choose Michael Jackson for me.
Cool. I'm a little biased because Michael Jackson is my favorite artist of all time, but yeah, I'll go with him. What about, let's see, Christian Brown? Who do you think would win, Michael Jackson versus Prince?
I have to say Michael Jackson as well. Just he's one of my favorite artists. So, and I grew up listening to him a lot more than Prince, but yeah, Michael Jackson all the way.
Awesome. And I just want to say, I would encourage everyone to turn on their cameras, leave your mics off, but turn your cameras. So it's a great way to like get to know each other in the music industry, get yourself known as well. So like, yeah, A lot of people will know your face, may not know your name, but you'll know your face. One more person for MJ versus Prince. Martina Lee, I think I saw.
Yeah, it's Martina. I'm not really familiar with Prince, so I don't want to make a decision.
Gotcha. All right, well, my next duo is Ed Sheeran versus Adam Levine. What a duo. Let's go with, is it Nija Reese? Nija?
Yes, you got it right.
Awesome.
I honestly don't know which one to choose because I'm not really familiar with either's discography enough to really make a decision.
Okay, gotcha. I think I would have to go with, oh my gosh, that's a difficult one. Maybe Adam Levine, since I know him a little bit better, but yeah. Carly Webster, what do you think? Ed Sheeran, Adam Levine.
Honestly, I mean, this is a hard one. I know people pick on Ed Sheeran a lot, but I gotta give him some love because he's just created so many like great albums, and yeah, I gotta go with Ed Sheeran.
Yeah, okay. I respect that. Well, I kind of want to bring it back to the rappers. So who do you think in this competition, Megan Thee Stallion or Cardi B? Let's go with Christy Yu. Hey, girl.
Hi. Great question. I think currently I think Megan Thee Stallion would win because she has such a huge like following. Like she has so many supporters, so I think she would win.
Yeah, I'm biased towards her as well. Jaime Bilotti, hi, this is one of our panelists today. Who do you think?
Hi. Oh my gosh, I don't know how I'm supposed to pick this. I would say, oh gosh, I interned at Atlantic for 3 semesters, so I was a massive Cardi fan and I still am. This is so hard. Can I just say both? Do I have to pick? Can I just say
that's an option.
I pick both of them out of everyone we've said so far. How about that? They are the top 2 out of everyone. They're just both such icons.
Gotcha. I respect that as well. And Imelda Ibarra, what do you think? She's also a panelist today, everyone.
You're really putting me on the spot, huh?
Sorry.
Honestly, I'm a huge like fan of personality, and I really love Cardi B's personality.
Oh,
like,
wow,
okay. I don't know what it is about her, but I love her personality, and not to me, if I had to pick, it would boil down to that, not musical ability. I think they're both amazing and both very talented women, but I just because I like Cardi, I think she's funny and I respect her a lot and I like her.
I love it. And Stacey Morales is also one of our panelists today. Who do you think would win?
I agree with Emmy on personality standpoint. But it's funny because like I like Cardi B's personality, but I sing Meg's songs more. So it's just kind of like, that's why I'm with Jaime too. I'm like, I don't know. I like both of them for different reasons. You know what I mean? But I guess I would just to go against the wave right now, I'll say Meg, just because I sing her songs more. I will literally, while I'm working, that's all I'll be singing. I'm like, so, but yeah.
You're part of the hotties. I see you. Okay. All right. So we're going about to get started, I guess. So my name is Jordan and I am an events coordinator at Finesse Media. And once again, I encourage everyone to turn on their cameras, leave your mics off so you can get to know the industry today. And a little bit about us, we host these free events every Saturday for upcoming artists, industry pros to get to know all there is to know about the music industry. Yeah, so I will move it on to Donna, my co-host.
Hi, everyone. I'm Donna. I'm a marketer at Finesse Media. It's so great to see everyone today. Just like Jordan said, reminders, mic's off, but camera's on. And we have a contact sheet going on in the chat that you should fill out so you can stay connected with everybody. Abby is sending that. And make sure to have some pen and paper or even a Google Doc, anything to write your notes on, because I know these panelists are going to have the best advice and knowledge to give you guys today. Again, thanks for being here. Today, we'll be focusing on fan engagement and how artists and their teams can curate projects that will set their fans involved to get a way to sustain their music careers. Because where would an artist be without their fans, honestly? Because I am part of so many fandoms. I totally agree. With us today is Jaime Bilotti, Stacey Morales, and Imelda Ibarra. And I'm going to pass it over to Jordan to start the interview portion.
Yes, so welcome all of our panelists today. I'm so glad you're here with us, and we're going to talk about one of my favorite topics, fan engagement. Let's see. So we'll start off the interview with telling us who you are, what you do, and how you got started in fan engagement. And I'll let Jaime go first.
Great. Well, thank you so much for having me. I love you guys and everything you provide in terms of resources, content, you name it. We're a fan of it. Hi, everyone. I am the founder of Fan to Band, which is an entertainment company that focuses on utilizing fan engagement. And we also have a massive educational sector, which is our STREE team. We currently have around 1,000 members in 30 plus countries where we provide workshops, panels, great collaborations like this. And what we aim to do is to how do I say this properly? I've been saying this a lot clearly, but I want to change it up for you guys today. So we want to give fans the tools to get to where they want to go, right? Give them the confidence, but also tell them what to do once they get their foot in the door. Because I've met a lot of the panelists here, and I know me and Stacey have talked about this a lot. No one actually tells you what to do until you're in there. And I know that we have met so many great supervisors and just individuals in the industry who have offered up their knowledge. So I'm more than happy to do the same. And I got my start. I actually went to John Jay College of Criminal Justice for pre-law, did not study music. So I'm more than happy to get into that. But I was at Atlantic Records as an intern for 3 semesters, Republic for 1, Sony for 1. And I'm more than happy to dive deeper. And I'm happy to be here with you guys today.
Thank you so much, Jaime. That was fantastic. All right, Amy, can you tell us a little bit about yourself?
Hello, everybody. My name is Emmy or Imelda Ibarra, whichever, doesn't matter. And I am the CEO and founder of usbtsarmy, which is one of the largest BTS I say fan bases, but that is a term that is used in K-pop. So I will change it to one of the largest fan organizations or fan communities. For the K-pop group BTS. We mainly focus on the US, but we do have people from all over. And yeah, we really just kind of focus on fan engagement and, spreading the artists' information and message to fellow fans. And then we do also collaborate with other organizations as well. We've collaborated with the American Music Awards, iHeartRadio, SiriusXM, Billboard, and so on. I'm super excited to be here, by the way. Thank you for having me.
Thank you for agreeing to be here. We love it. We love it. And last but not least, Miss Stacey.
Good morning. Good afternoon, friends. Thank you for having me. And I'm really excited to be along here with my great friend, Jaime. And also, I'm so excited to meet you, Emmy. Oh my God, CEO of usbtsarmy. How exciting. This is going to be awesome. So yeah, thank you to Finesse Media for having me. My name is Stacey Morales. I am the founder of 1520 Vision mentorship program, where we lead younger high school students and college students into their path into the music industry. So no matter if you don't have any music industry experience, we want to mentor you and help you so you can get a start in it. And I'm also the band manager for a local rock band called Foxglove. And I use lots of fan engagement strategies with them. And actually I focus on bringing K-pop fan engagement strategies to kind of help them. So that's how I kind of bridge the two worlds together. And it's been working. it's been doing a great job. So I love it. And then on the side, I do live events freelance. And that's actually how I got started in fan engagement. priorly. I started doing K-pop concerts, and my very first K-pop concert with at local with a small K-pop group called Mont. They allowed me to lead the fan engagements and line up all the fans, talk to them, make sure everything was okay. And that's how I knew I was like, this is what I have to do for the rest of my life, work with fans. So we can get more into that later. But yeah, thank you for having me.
Thank you for being here, Stacey. This is amazing. Sorry, so we'll move into our next question. Can you tell me what exactly is fan engagement? I don't think I've ever seen like a definite response to that. So what do you think it is? We'll start with Stacey again. Let's go.
What exactly is fan engagement? So fan engagement is the number one important thing everyone should get to know, or everyone should be focusing on when you are an artist, or when you're working with artists, or even when you're working on a product. I think fans are the reason products and artists thrive, because if you don't have anyone wanting your product or artist, it's not going to happen, so you tend to what your target audience needs or wants, so for example, I'll use my band that I managed as an example. When I started with them, they had 46 followers on TikTok, and they were posting their covers, and it's like, good, yeah, you're posting, what you're talented at, you're doing music, but what about you can we tend to your future fans, your future following? What is it about you that we can really sell? And they're a good looking bunch. I'm not gonna lie. They're a good looking band. So I really used that to the advantage, and like did a couple of like boyfriend videos and like just like POVs and stuff like that. And that really engaged the fans. And now they're at 7,000 followers, because I tended to what, I thought their fans would want. So it's really all about, obviously it's not about looks, I'm not promoting that, but I'm saying like what the fans want, is something a little bit more deeper than just the music. There's something else. There's a little, what's the word I'm trying to look for? There is a attribute to the artist that the fans are needing and they're wanting. And there's something other than music that can contribute to that. And I know my other friends, Emmy and Jamie, can definitely expand more on that too.
Yeah. So Emmy, what do you think? What is it? What can it look like?
I was going to say, Stacey pretty much hit the answer out of the ballpark. I don't know what I can add, but just kind of to piggyback off of what she said, it really is looking for that extra something in a person that is going to bring people to them. Because you can be a great artist and musician and whatnot, but sometimes it really does boil down to the little things that you do for the people that support you and like you and love you and listen to your music or watch your movies or whatever it is. It's kind of like just an extra little service that you can do for people that support you. And it's a way for artists or management teams or whatever to show their appreciation towards their fans by having that type of engagement between an artist and a fan. Which can look like in many different ways, obviously, not to, drive that point home, but I think a great example is how BTS and ARMY fandom have kind of really taken fan engagement to a whole new level that especially artists in the West don't necessarily do. They don't do it. And I think that's a big reason. I mean, I'm sorry if I relate all of my points back to BTS, guys. This is just my life.
No worries.
But and I feel like, it really is just that going that extra step and doing that extra stuff and showing people who you really are and giving that to the fans.
Gotcha. I saw Stacey was agreeing with you heavily there. So Jamie, do you have anything to add here as well?
Yeah, I mean, I could not agree more with what you guys are saying in terms of K-pop. I remember one of the first times I talked to Stacey, we were on the phone for like 2 hours. She's just like telling me everything. I'm like, wow, the entire industry has so much to learn. And you're right, like Western side of music doesn't fully do it. But the way I would say fan engagement is, when I was interning, I saw people defining fan engagement in the way that wasn't authentic to me. And then I started to ask myself questions who am I as a fan? What defines me as a fan? And I saw that these labels were defining audience members through age, gender, and location. And then I started to think, am I just my age, gender, and location? I didn't think that every 18-year-old in New York who identified as female listened or consumed the same kind of music as me. And those words came from someone on my team long after. So then I started to think about why the reasons I was fans of someone. And it was definitely for all these reasons that had to do with my behavior, which then I learned down the road is behavioral segmentation marketing. So it's those interests that you guys are talking about that are outside of the general demographics that people are using as to why you're a fan of someone. I mean, for example, I feel like everything in my life comes back to One Direction. But it's like you were a fan of One Direction for their music or for their YouTube content or for their hair. And no matter why you were a fan of them, it didn't really matter. It brought you to them and brought you to the fans. I often would say that right now, a lot of companies are defining fan engagement as going into social media and acting as the artist, which I fully understand. Not every artist understands social media fully, but for me, the way I define fan engagement is getting to know an audience on a deeper level that will make everything the artist does better and more effective as you go, because you're not just guessing what fans are thinking. You're catering everything you do to the unique characteristics of your audience. It's like getting to know your friends. It's like picking out a gift for them. I'm not going to get Stacey something I don't think she would like. I would get her something like a new gaming chair, or like I know these characteristics about my friends and about my family and about, Fantaband's audience, that I kind of put myself in that headspace when I'm thinking about how we can better cater to an audience. And for Fantaband, a number one thing we make sure of is if I can identify with an audience, we make sure we have someone on the team who you can, so that we're as diverse as possible. And as the people who know us know, like Stacey, we always want to learn more. That's never going to stop, whether that's now or 50 years from now, because audiences are always changing. And yeah, I would say that's how I define fan engagement.
Awesome. Thank you so much. Yes, it's so important to know, like actually know your fans and not them just as like a number or like your age, height, whatever. But yeah. So as fan engagement experts, how do you choose the best tactics or events to get and keep fans involved in an artist's career? We can start with Jaime. There you go.
Yeah, I would say I could give you a few examples for this. So every single artist we work with and their fans act differently on different platforms. So we actually did a great campaign for a band called Boys World. They're up and coming with over 2 million followers on TikTok. And we noticed that a lot of their fans were actually also K-pop fans and were familiar with Discord. So we saw how they were using that and how they were actually introducing the platform to the fans who weren't familiar with it. So to expand on that, we actually suggested the artists to do like an after party to an Instagram live to introduce and let the fans teach each other how to use the server. So that's one example. I would say the best tactics are really depending on who we're talking about. I'm such an advocate, and if you heard me before, you've heard me say this a million times. What works for one artist does not always work for the other, and that's why not everyone is successful in the industry, because you see these labels and these management companies, which, disclaimer, I loved my time at, but I saw a lot of trend copying. And for example, you see a trend work for Lil Nas X and everyone's like, oh, we got to get on that, we got to do that, but then they're surprised when it doesn't work. And also, I would say whichever tactics you are moving forward with, make sure to know that your fan perspective is so valuable. I remember I was working at Atlantic Records at the time, and someone had just released an EP, and they were so confused why it wasn't doing well. And turns out the person was actually being canceled on Twitter, and they had no idea what that means. I mean, I will not say the entire building. There were 110% people in that building who knew what it meant, but I will tell you that nobody besides the interns in that room. I will credit a lot of the assistants and the coordinators and the managers there. They get it. They're with fan culture. But the people in that room were like, oh, his Twitter shut off? I was like, no. So whatever tactics you are using, make sure that you're keeping a finger on the pulse of the fan base so that you can grow with them, navigate what's going on in the audience, and also make sure it's catered to them, because you don't want to do anything that they wouldn't react with. And by listening to them and including their opinions in their tactics and then providing your own professional insight, you create strategies and campaigns that both sides didn't even know you needed. So I know that's vague. It's extremely catered to who you're talking about, but you just got to make sure, go with your gut. No one knows fandom better than the people who respect it.
Very much, very much. Y'all, everybody, I hope you're taking notes, because these panels are dropping some dimes, okay? Let's get out our pen and paper, please. So, Stacey, what do you think? How do you choose the best ways to get fans involved?
I'll have to follow up Jamie's explanation.
Stacey, I learn from you every day. Please.
Jamie, stop it. I will not let you do that. It's literally, Jamie just explains it so well. I mean, because she's the founder of Fandom Band, and all the fan experiences, it's straight from what she's talking about. Like, when I work with my band and I'm trying to think, how can I get their current followers engaged, or like the TikTok followers, coming over to Instagram and stuff, I let them choose our content, basically, or I let them be more involved in the creation of the content, or more involved in the band's, future marketing strategies. Like, there's like one very small example is I did an Instagram poll on their story, and it was very, very vague. I said, choose one. And I had like 2 emojis or something. And whatever the emoji picked, I had like a post representing that emoji. And so whatever they picked, that's what I posted. And they're like, oh my God, this is what I chose. That's so cool. I chose the content that Foxlet was going to pick, So it's really just a lot of fan involvement. Like, if you just involve your fans in whatever your artist or whatever if you're an artist here today, if you involve your fans in whatever you're doing and having them choose, what better strategy is that? Because you're actually asking the fans what they want. I mean, I can't, like, Jamie just explained it perfectly. That's really the only thing I can add is like just asking your fans what they want. That's how you keep them involved, essentially.
That's so great. I feel like we just got so much information. I'm going to switch questions now for Emmy. So, Emmy, how do you see fan engagement directly impact an artist's career?
I mean, I was going to say thank you for switching questions, because I had nothing to add after Jamie and Stacey again killed it. I guess from a unique standpoint, I have been able to see just how much fan engagement can affect an artist. Again, BTS. And it's huge, honestly. Like, we have been an organization pretty much since the beginning of BTS's career. We started in April of 2014, and they came out as artists in June of 2013. So it's less than a year that we started, but I was a fan from the beginning. So I've had that unique perspective where I can see how much it actually really is attributed to fan engagement. It was in the beginning, it was mostly fans who were doing all of the work and pushing BTS out and promoting them and sharing news and content and how to access their content, because for a while it was strictly in Korean, or mainly content that you had to be in Korea to access. So it's huge. Like, honestly, fans are a big driving force behind artists, and I feel like the Western industry finally caught up to that with BTS, and now they're trying to solve or figure out this phenomena of like why this random K-pop group out of nowhere all of a sudden, is now attending the Grammy. The Grammys are being nominated for a Grammy, and it really is the work that fans do. I think a big part of it too was also that the company realized, or BTS's company realized, the positive impact that organizations like mine and fans had for the artist. And I think that is a big factor, is they realized, hey, this isn't just a bunch of kids just promoting our artists. These are people forming strategies and coming together to promote our group. So yeah, I mean, it's huge, and it's not necessarily everything, but it is a huge driving force. And just like Stacey and Jamie said, is really having your pulse on the fandom and knowing who your fans are and what they look for is huge. Because, what might work for Little Nas X might not work for BTS. So it really is also knowing who you are as an artist or who your group is as people, and seeing, okay, this is who they are as human beings. This is who they truly are as people. This is what we're going to promote and push to the fandom. And that is what the fandom interacts and engages with and reciprocates to.
Yeah, you have some strong fans when they're willing to learn or deal with a language that they completely do not know just for them. That's dedication and love right there. So Jamie, do you have anything to add to that? How do you see fan engagement directly impact an artist's career?
Yeah, I mean, you just summed it up. I'm so grateful to be on a panel with such impressive people, really. But I would say, just to kind of echo what you said, it's everything. And I would say prior to the pandemic that nobody really looked at fans like the way you said. It was more so, oh, these are just kids who are having fun. And then when everyone was forced to be online and be internet friends, when fans and mutuals have been internet friends for the past decade, it wasn't this weird thing anymore. It was everyone's new norm. And because I really do think, because of the industry professionals who were familiar with stan culture and that they knew how to navigate the online culture, that's the only reason why the industry survived, because it changed overnight. And the people who adapted the fastest were the ones who this wasn't new territory for. So I'm really grateful that Fantavan was also, listen, when I first started Fantavan, people thought it was nuts. Crazy. I would open my mouth and say fan engagement or just give my opinion on things or do focus groups. And it was always noticed when I was right, but when I was wrong, which wasn't often, let me say, but of course we can't be right 100% of the times with focus groups and market research. It was hard, especially as women, because, you're looked on as hysterical. But in terms of how it helps artists' career, there's a difference between having a following and having fans. And I also credit that to someone else on my team who says that pretty often. And I think that's the answer right there. It gives you an actual loyalty. It gives you an audience that is willing to do the work with you and for you and get you, and you have the same goals, rather than, someone who just follows you and enjoys your music, because there's a massive difference between a follower and a fan. So I'm just surrounded by great people who see great things, and then I'm just here to hype them up when they're not here. So I would say that's my answer.
Thank you so much, especially that little tidbit. And thank you, Donna, for putting in the chat, because I want to write that down. There's a difference between followers and fans. I strongly believe that right now. And Stacey, so I'm going to pivot just a little bit. So how do you see the future of fan engagement developing?
Oh man, oh my gosh, I was about to add on to what Jimmy was gonna say, or what the other question was. So okay, so now I gotta reroute mine. No, you're fine. You're totally fine. The future of fan engagement. Right now, the fact that it's being more recognized, at the very moment, because before, like Jamie touched on earlier, it was just, oh, what are the people living in this area, like what are they? Oh, 18-year-olds, okay, cool. Female, whoever identifies as female, as a male, okay, what do they listen to? Awesome. If they listen to rap, we'll send our rap person over there. That's what it was before. But now, I 100% believe bands, boy bands, and artists like Justin Bieber, One Direction, 5SOS, BTS, any K-pop group, first of all, I 100% believe that these fandoms have revolutionized how you should interact with fans. And it's just getting more and more interactive, especially with fandoms creating their own things, just like Emmy did. Emmy created an organization for ARMY, which was never done, nobody really did that before, And I remember the very first thing of fandoms that I remember was I don't know, maybe I'm going to date myself right now, but on MySpace, I used to have a Selena Gomez fan site, and I was all about Selena Gomez. And then I would meet other friends that were like Jonas Brother fan sites, Miley Cyrus fan sites, and it developed from there. Like it started there. We did our own things, right? And now it's just developing into more like bigger orgs, like what Emmy did. And now Jamie created her own company, is specializing in this. Like our generation is now really focusing on what fans need, and it's so important that I don't want to like keep beating a dead horse by saying that, but like the fan engagement is going to develop because fans are taking over the roles we should have been. And the more companies realize that, because the stigma with fans is that they think that once they like meet their artists that they really like, they're going to freak out, they're not going to do a good work. False. Absolutely false. We're not asking, I'm a big fan of 1OK Rock or GOT7 or Justin Bieber, right? I'm not asking to work directly for Justin Bieber and I'm going to freak out, right? I'm telling you that I have a fan perspective. I know what fans want. And I know, and I told that when I was getting into my band, Foxglove, I told them like, I'm a fan of everything, and I know what fans are going to want from you. And it's been working, I've taken that strategy. So once more fans are into these higher roles, you're going to see everything change. So if any small artist here today, just hire a fan, not a fan of you necessarily, you can, but just someone that has a fan mentality, and they can use that to help you grow in whatever you're trying to grow in. So that's how I believe fan engagement is going to highly develop once you realize fans are important to this industry.
Yes, someone write that down. Let's crush the stigma of fangirls. I'm a fangirl, I'm proud. Yes. So, Emmy, I have a specific question for you, actually. So, as a fan-led fan base, how do you differ from music labels that hire fan engagement directors or companies that work specifically in fan engagement?
I mean, again, like Stacey said, not to beat a dead horse, but I'm a fan myself, and I was a fan first, and I've been a fan since I was a kid of multiple different artists and groups and musicians or whatever it is. And I have the unique perspective of being in my fandom and of understanding really well what it is that we truly want, and not someone who a company can hire. Sure, I'm sure they're very knowledgeable and experienced and anything, but they're not going to genuinely understand what it is we want as fans unless they know who we are as fans and what it is that we appreciate or love about the artists. And I think that's where my unique perspective comes in, is I get it. I am a fan. I was a fan. I will be a fan. And I realize the importance of what it is that we want and look for. And I also get what it is about BTS that I love, and what they genuinely mean to me. We've been doing this for 7 years already, and none of the members in our organization, none of us get paid. We don't make any money off of this. We don't work with Big Hit or BTS or any of the record labels. This purely comes from a place of passion and wanting to give back to the fandom and to BTS, because we genuinely believe in them, not just as musicians, but we believe in them as people, and we believe in their message. And I think that is something that helps all of us just be able to continue going and keep going. It's just, we get it, and we'll get it on a level that, I don't know, a corporate person might not.
Definitely. I can agree with a lot of that. And for my last question, I just want to open it up to all three of you. So what has been your favorite project so far that you've done in your respective fan engagement areas? Jamie, you can start with.
All right, for this one, I'm going to give you guys the original story, the first thing that Fanta Band ever did when it was just me. So when I was an intern over at Atlantic Records in January of 2019, I believe. Time is a blur these days. I was working a meet and greet for a band called Why Don't We? And for context, I wanted to go to this concert for the longest time. I used to watch one of the members on American Idol, Daniel Seavey. The regional, who was the person who took them around New York, was hyper aware of this, and they knew I was a fan, so they would bring me into the room and ask me like, which single do you like all these questions. And it was when everything was starting to click. I never really was like, I'm going to work in fan engagement one day, because there was never really a blueprint, probably like a handful of 4 people I could look up to in this world who've done it from the fan to professional pipeline at that point. And the day of the concert, I wore a good outfit to work that day just in case they needed my help. And I ended up working the meet and greet line at Radio City. And I met these amazing fans who went to Radio City 4 hours prior to tape a fan project, one piece of paper underneath every single seat at Radio City with instructions of when to hold it up, when to flip it over, when to shine your lights. And they didn't get paid. They didn't do it. Of course, listen, we're going to have something to say. The future of fan engagement is paying fans, and we're getting there. But it was amazing to see. And I remember just working the meet and greet line and being like, who are you guys? And I was like, how'd you do this? Like, who gave you permission? They told me all the details. And that was the first day anyone ever heard the words fan to band. I had the idea about 4 weeks prior to that, and I like said it out loud, and we formed the LLC, and it was just me. I was the only one doing the focus groups. And I remember just saying, I was like, yeah, I'm starting this company called Fan to Band. Like, I don't know if you want to be a part of it. And I'm happy to say that both of them are still with us to this day. We have Cassie, who was there, who's actually on our TikTok. And we also have Jess Rosardi, who actually started our blog, was an intern, a rep, and now she's crushing it. She switched her major from pre-med to then study the music industry at our school in Florida. And we've been so lucky to grow with them through their experiences, not only just in their college experiences and their experience as fans, but that day was something that I know cheesy and cliche, but if you know me, I can't help it. It literally changed everything for me. And it was like, oh, wow, all of this adds up, because all my friends lost their fan perspective, and they look at me like, why do you still listen to the Jonas Brothers for like fun? Like, why do you do that? Like One Direction. I was like, I don't know. I never lost it. I never lost sight of it. And I don't think I ever will. So that was my favorite project.
Thank you so much for telling us your origin story. And with 4 minutes left, we have Stacey Morales. Can you tell us your favorite project?
Yeah, and I'll wrap it up really quickly. So I would have to say my band Foxglove is my favorite project right now, only because it's current, but I've never managed a band before, so this is really where I took all of my fan experiences and everything that I've learned so far as being a fan, and I was like, all right, let's get to know you guys, and someone asked in the chat, would you say your personality determines how you would market yourself to the fans? And that's literally what I did with them. I sat them down and I was like, all right, who are you? Like, what's your image right now? We got Alex, our leading man, who's kind of like the emo boy, the TikTok, like everyone on TikTok loves him because of his look, right? So I was like, all right, we got you as that. We have Tristan, our drummer, who has the soft boy image. Everyone loves him because he looks nice and cuddly, that's why girls like him. And we have Jaden, the looks of the band, or in K-pop, we would call it the, yeah, yes, there we go. That, and so, Jaden is just a good looking guy, and that's his thing. His hair is flowy and all that. So I took their individual personalities and how they act, and I really utilized that in TikToks and in their photos that I post on Instagram. I made sure to showcase that personality that we want to portray to the fans. And now on TikTok, they have 7,000 followers, right? But they have not just that, they have fans. And the reason I say that, or the reason I'm really honing in on that, because I did a little studying, and I, researched all the other bands that they perform with, and whatever. And their TikTok, they have followers. Some of them have more followers than them. But in the comments, my band has a lot more fans that come back to the content, that say, I can't wait to listen to the EP. I can't wait to go to your show whenever you come to my state. I can't wait this. And there's none of that on the other band's TikToks or comment section anywhere. You know what I'm saying? So I really utilized who my band was and their self-personality and stuff. And then it's gaining them more than just followers. It's gaining them lifelong fans that they can tend to. And, now we have listeners and, across the country and across the world now, because we utilized, who they were. So that's how, yes, that's.
Thank you so much. Such words of wisdom. I think I saw Alex in here. Hey, who's praising you a little bit. And last but not least, Emmy. Sorry.
We've done so as a fan community. We've done a couple of different projects that I really, really loved. One of the first ones we ever did was called a rice wreath for one of BTS's concerts in 2015, where we just collected donations and purchased pounds of rice that were made like in a cute little presenting thing and put outside of the artist's venue for their concert. And then that rice was donated to less fortunate people in Korea. So that was one of the one that we've done. We actually just finished a donation campaign with Habitat for Humanity Asia Pacific, where we collected money, and that money went to improving better living conditions for children in South Korea. We have done those type of banner projects that Jamie was talking about. We have done so many of those for all of BTS's shows and concerts. We've done fan engagement specific projects, like we did a March Madness BTS edition. We just did it this year, which was a huge success. So honestly, there's so many that I love and are close to my heart, but yeah, projects they're a huge part of what we do. I wish we had more people to run more, but we do what we can with what we have.
Right there again, everyone, dedication and love. Oh, I love it. So that concludes our interview portion. Thank you so much for your amazing answers. And I'm taking some notes as well. So now I'll move on to Donna for our Q&A.
Yes, again, thank you guys. And I would like, before we start this, for everyone to unmute and give me a woo woo if you loved all of the information our panelists have given us. Woo woo. Thank you, everybody. And with that, I saw a couple questions in the chat. I know that Matt was asking something. I think, Carly, you were raising your hand. So if you guys can use the raise hand feature, I will call on you guys to ask your questions. Or I see Apollo, you have your hand up, so you can go first.
So my question, I remember earlier, I think you said something along the lines of like seeing like an attribute that you could, I was wondering like that you could engage with your fans that's beyond the music, but like noticing something about you, something about your personality. I was wondering like if you found that, is that something that you want to like continuously like find different ways to like show that attribute to the people, or like to the fans, or could you elaborate on that?
And yeah, Stacey, you unmuted yourself, so you want to go first?
Yeah, so yes, so that attribute about yourself is just kind of like, so I'm assuming you're an artist, right?
Yeah.
Yes. So what is it about you that your friends like about you? What's really fun about you that you seem a lot of people like tell you all the time, or like some quirk that you have that maybe people find comforting or something like that. And ask your friends, ask people that you just met like a while ago. Be like, hey, like, what did you notice about me? And explain that you're an artist and you're just trying to find something about yourself. And you take that and you kind of are you on TikTok by any chance?
Yeah.
You are? Okay. And so, you see like all the trends that are happening and just like, on your For You page and stuff. So take the trends and be like, okay, if I'm a fun loving guy and I love playing, I don't know, let's throw a random sport out there, tennis or something. Like, I don't know, use kind of like show yourself playing tennis and show how fun you are. That's a really lame example. I'm so sorry. But it's really finding what other people have seen from you, and you've heard it many times that you're a fun guy or something like that, and you just truly utilize that in TikTok trends or in Instagram Reel trends or just in your content. Fans want to see you. They know you make music. everyone makes music. You know, the music industry is so saturated with artists, but not everyone sees who you really are and what you have to offer to us. We know you have music to offer. We know that. But what else about you do you have to offer? What's something, and don't try to appeal to everybody. I know that my band doesn't appeal to everybody. Not everybody likes emo guys or soft guys or guys with luscious hair. You know, not everyone likes that. So you have to find what stands out about you and be like, okay, I know I appeal to this amount of people in the world. So now let me make content to this amount of people. Find your audience that will like something specific about you. I don't know if that makes sense or if I just repeated myself, but that's truly.
I think that's awesome. Can I give three quick
Yes.
examples of things? So just also like, for example, there's this girl on TikTok that does makeup videos, but she literally does her makeup while talking about true crime stories. How the heck does that add up? That's because she likes true crime stories as an individual, so she brings that to her audience. Another big one that's reacting right now is that Olivia Rodrigo is quite literally the biggest Taylor Swift fan in the entire world. So now Taylor Swift fans are like, she's one of us. If you're not a Swiftie, that's okay. You just got to find what you are a fan of personally. And also, I don't know if anyone sees the band Greta Van Fleet, but they're new up and coming. I think it might just be my TikTok feed, but they're all over it. If you go on their Instagram, they're now doing these like funny one-off things. Like one of the members is putting feed content, okay, on their Instagram, one about plant-based cooking. Where does that come from? One of their interests. Second, they're doing like meditation sessions with one of them on their Instagram feed. They're comical, they're funny. I don't think they're meant to be too serious, but they're bringing in outside interest. So what TV shows do you watch? Who are you a fan of? What do you enjoy? Like things that you wouldn't even think to incorporate, and just know you don't have to incorporate it all. Just whatever feels authentic to you at the time. It's not about giving the fans all the information. It's about picking what you think would resonate with the people you're trying to target.
Can I just to add on to something, to add on to all of that, you have to want to do it. Don't feel like you need to do it, because then it's not going to work for you, because fans are going to feel that they're not going to feel that sincerity. Like, don't do something that isn't going to come from within you, because you have to want to do it. You have to actually be like, I want to give this to you guys. I want you guys to know this part of my life besides me being a musician. That has to genuinely come from you. If it doesn't, then this might not work for you. I feel like nowadays people want sincerity and genuineness more than anything else. Like, it's not about musicians, it's about people who make music. You know, so they want to get to know who you are as a person. But if you don't feel like giving that much of yourself, then, you know, maybe focus on something else that you can do. Because again, if you don't want to deep down, it's not going to work. Like, you have to want to put that. I mean, not to say that, you know, musicians don't already do a lot, because they do, and it's exhausting and all of that. But you have to, it's always about more. You have to do that extra step, and you have to be sincere about that and genuinely mean it. Like BTS, for example, there's 7 of them. There's a bunch of them in a group, but they all have specific interests that make them people that fans relate to. One of them's an artist. One of them loves going to museums and reading books and riding his bike. You know, one of them can do everything, and it really just relates to who you are as a person and what you can give, but wanting to give that.
Can I ask one more question?
We have a couple people that are waiting, so I'm sorry. I'm gonna move on to the next one. But thank you guys all for answering. That was amazing. I really hope everyone took some notes, and thank you, Apollo, for asking your question.
You can always message us too on the side, Apollo, if you have any more questions.
Okay, Matt, why don't you go next?
Oh, can you guys hear me? Perfect. I wanted to know, how do you see the difference between somebody that just follows you on social media and a fan? Because for myself, with my personal experience, I have a lot of people that follows me on my Instagram and TikTok, but when I show them the funny side, the personality side, they go with that. But when it comes to the music, they're not really that much drag to it. So I want to know, how do you differentiate the difference between the fan and just somebody following?
Yeah. Emmy, do you want to go first?
Sure. Honestly, it's because I mean, every group or musician has that. You have fans and you have followers. And I feel like the difference is the people who genuinely believe in what you do and are going to put that extra effort in. And then because we live in an age of social media, there are going to be people that follow you just because they like your content, but they're not really going to go above and beyond to like promote your music or listen to it and stuff. And I think it kind of comes back to fan engagement. Like, okay, so try and find out who your fans are, see who it is from your followers that's actually clicking on your links to listen to your music or liking the posts where you talk about your music. And then maybe encourage that relationship a little bit more. You know, like if you post, like just an example, if you post a song on SoundCloud and you see a couple of same usernames from your Instagram commenting on your SoundCloud, you know, hey, these people made the effort to go from my Instagram to my music to comment on it. So maybe that's where you're like, okay, let me focus on these people and fester that relationship and work on it. And it really is it's having to give back, like noticing who is constantly going back and forth for you and maybe encouraging those relationships a little more, or even just like replying to a comment on an Instagram post of someone, you know, to me, it's simple stuff like that. I mean, which is not super simple, obviously. But yeah, it can be hard because, you know, everyone will like an Instagram post, but not everyone is going to click the link on your Instagram post to go listen to something. So it is really trying to figure out how many of your followers are fans, and then cool, how do I encourage my fans and how do I engage with the people that are my fans? Because sometimes when fans feel encouraged, then they want to do more and they want to give back to you more. And they're like, hey, oh my God, he liked my comment or he responded to me. And you know, they'll be like, oh, and they'll tell their friends. And then everyone's like, oh, well, who is this guy? Oh my God, you should listen to his music. It really is super simple like that sometimes. From my experience.
Yeah. And Stacey, I see you're unmuted. Do you have anything to add?
Yeah. And just the reality is, coming from a fan myself, I'll use this as an example. I just saw Chris Stefano at the Improv like a weekend ago, and I don't follow him on social media at all, but I like him, you know, and I see his content everywhere, and that led me to go see his show, you know. So it's sometimes your fans don't even follow you. Sometimes they know you exist and they know you're making content and they look forward to it. Like, I don't follow Justin Bieber, but I know he exists and I'm like, yeah, Justin Bieber's album's out, you know? So it's hard to differentiate the difference between fans and followers sometimes. But as long as you keep making content that you know people are liking, and you see people are, like you said, people are engaging with the content that shows your personality, that's awesome. Maybe when you have a show in their area, you're going to see you'll see a lot more people show up, and you're like, where'd all these people come from? I thought no one like followed me or cared about my music, you know? It's because they still continue to see your content. So it's you know, for smaller artists or people that are, you know, trying to make it up there, like, it's hard. It's gonna be hard, you know. And I know that for my band too. Like, I'm like, I don't see results when I go to shows, but I know there's people there, you know, throughout the whole country of, you know, the US. I know people are listening and I know people are engaged. It's, you know, you just got to keep going, be consistent with your content still, even if you don't see the results in your music or your streams. Be consistent. There's something about you that people are still engaged with, you know? So just keep at it. I know that's probably like you hear all the time, like, hey, keep going, but it's really, you got to keep going, you know? And, you know, I tell my band that all the time, like, even though you don't see a lot of views or likes on something, like, we're just going to keep making content. Something's going to grab up.
Yeah, thanks, Matt, for your question. Thank you a lot. And thanks to the panelists. That was amazing advice. And I'm going to go on to our last question with Carly. Sorry if anyone didn't get their question answered. You should definitely reach out to the panelists, though, and ask any additional questions. But Carly, can you ask your question?
Yes. I kind of do something similar to Emmy, in that I run a fan organization that's based around disabled fans, and not only supporting them in fandoms, but also educating allies in making fandoms better. But we're kind of, focused on one particular fandom right now, but we're in the process of kind of like rebranding and expanding what we're doing. And we're kind of like looking at like fandoms that we could sort of like include in the, the I guess base of people that we like, support and are there for. And we're kind of trying to do some like research on like fandoms that would be good to include. What do you suggest that we kind of keep an eye out for, especially in terms of like determining, okay, is this fandom like active? Are they people that are going to be willing to like engage with like us and be there like for the mission, if that makes sense?
Yeah, Jamie, or I see Emmy, you've unmuted, so you can start off with the
I was
answer.
going to say, I have a just something to, I feel like you want to look for other fandoms that kind of already have what it is you're looking for. So with BTS, a big part of our fandom is also giving back. And we're very, BTS is a very charity focused group, and they've done a lot of things to give back to the community and to give back to other people. They have their own project called the Love Myself campaign through UNICEF. They did the Speak Yourself. They went to the UN and talked about the sustainability goals. So I feel like it would help more if the fandom or the artist, if that was a part of their circle. Does that make sense?
Yes.
If that was,
yes.
if that was if that was an already existing part of the fandom, it'll probably be easier for you to make that connection with those fandoms than maybe say a fandom that doesn't necessarily focus on that, and they're just strictly music and fun and don't worry about that kind of stuff. Not that it's not possible, I'm sure it absolutely is, but maybe somewhere to start off is people that already do things in that type of way.
Yeah, that makes sense. Thank you.
Yeah, and I'm more than happy to hop in as well, but you've definitely heard me speak before about this, so I'm more than happy to let Stacey jump in as well. And I apologize that my camera is off at this point, but I would say take everything that Emmy just said, write that down and consider it, but also think about who else you're a fan of and fans that you've seen online. I would say really lean heavily on your mutuals and who already is in your organization for that specific artist right now. And then I would ask every single person there to ask for 3 of their mutuals, and then make a Google form and ask them who they're fans of, and then look at all of that data right there and say, okay, wow, I didn't realize that there was a big audience for us right here, because sometimes it's the most obvious, and then other times it's maybe what you didn't even think you needed to look for. So it's surrounding yourself with the right people, and then second step, asking them what they think, and then taking all that information and your gut instincts and going from there.
Thank you.
Yeah, thanks. Thank you, Carly, for asking your question. Thank you to the panelists for answering. At this time, we're going to move on to the listening session. So for this listening session, the purpose is to have fans to find new artists. So we are going to start off with our first song is Safe One by Lauren Bresico. Sorry, I couldn't say your name right, but I think that you are here. Yes. Okay. We're going to start off with we're going to start off with your song. Oh, sorry, one second. I didn't share it with the audio.
fall asleep with fever dreams of better things, like you and me and everything in between. It was all I could see, messy hair and sleepy eyes, my hand in yours and yours in mine. It's no wonder, not surprised, that I come back every time. Always playing wrong, I guess that's alright. Would you be a secret to hide if I played it right? Told you I could handle it, I was wrong. Truth is at the end of it all, you were never the safe one. May never be mine, too much to leave.
That was so good. I love that. Also, feel free. I see in the chat everyone's dropping their thoughts, but obviously feel free in the chat to drop your thoughts. And panelists, if you have any thoughts you would like to share, any kind of visions you see of fan engagement, let us know. Yeah, do any of the panelists have anything to say?
I immediately texted my band and I was like, this is dope as frick. Oh my God. I was like, this is so good. It was really, really soothing. I really enjoyed the beginning of the song really hooked me. And I was like, this is really good. So I really enjoyed it.
Yeah, I was gonna say, someone in the comments said they could see it and like picture it in a coming of age movie. And I was like, yes, this is yes, I totally agree with that. Like teen love, windy romance, all of that fun stuff. That was really, really good.
Yeah, if someone could send me the link to that, I'll listen to it right now again. But it was really good. I would definitely get some sync placements going, like get that in a movie, TV show, commercial, you name it. That intro is going to hook people.
Yes, I love that. Thank you, Lauren, for sending this in. And next we're going to move on to Demon Slayer by Apollo Fresh.
Total concentration. Flow breathing. Apollo form 1. Beat killer, no jutsu. I've been in my vibe, drippy water ride. Tanjiro, kill it in my sleep. Zenitsu the beat, adios. Boiling up the flow, my blood made to blow. Nezuko, feel it in my toes. Breathing through my bones, slice them slow. Meditate, total concentrate. Breathe away, brought the blaze. Demon slay, made his face. Eliminate. Learn to love my demons, but they still getting played. I'm still gon' raise hell. Fuck a nigga named Moozin. Living life, listen, no losing. Beat the beat up to this bruising. Leave it with a couple contusions, yeah. Cause I can smell that fake from a mile away. Inosuke, I might need two. Blaze today, hun is blue. Water breathing, CC2. Whole different game with the troops. Corpse let loose. Chop his top, let him poof. We can't stop on the street, need a nuke. I'll be damned if I can't fight and love my demons. Leave them screaming. I don't care if I can't stop, I cannot feed them, no. I've been in my vibe, drippy water ride. Tanjiro, kill it in my sleep. Zenitsu the beat, adios. Boiling up the flow, my blood made to blow. Nezuko, feel it in my toes. Breathing through my bones, slice them slow. I've been in my vibe, drippy water ride. Tanjiro, kill it in my sleep. Zenitsu the beat, adios. Boiling up the flow, my blood made to blow. Nezuko, feel it in my toes. Breathing through my bones, slice them slow.
Awesome. Thank you so much. Panelists have anything to say?
Oh my gosh. Okay, Apollo. Do you hold on? Now we're gonna get into your fan engagement. Do you like anime?
I love anime.
Okay, boy, that's how you get your fans.
Retweet, exclamation
I
point.
literally was thinking this. I was like,
Underline.
bruh.
That's how you. I was like you have the most. Now you have the biggest fan base to work with because you named your song after a very famous anime. So now you can incorporate that in your TikToks and in your content. Like include more anime stuff. And you will definitely blow up if you show that you are an artist that can like, yeah.
I was gonna say strangely enough, my cousin is a big TikToker who has an anime following. If you send it to me, I'll tell him to make a video with this.
Let's go.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got you. I don't know what he's talking about, but he knows what he's talking about.
Yeah.
Respect the heck out of it.
Thank you.
Just to I really liked the how the lyrics that you say were like you're slaying your demons and that stuff. Like I thought that was really, really cool. Like the lines in there are really, really cool.
So I should just make a bunch of anime content.
Yes.
Also, if that's like the online thing you go for, I also think something you could do, like that song could be so stuck in your head, and it's like the song you listen to at like the playlist they play before like events at like these smaller schools. Like that would be on like I'm walking before my soccer game, and that's on just the school playlist that they play at the events. And I'd be like, what the hell is this song? It's so catchy. Let me look it up. Like I feel like you should just reach out to like 4 schools, ask them to put it on like the repetitive like event playlist, or reach out to somebody who makes it and get it stuck in some college kids' heads.
Yay, I love seeing all these connections. Thank you, Apollo. Definitely do the anime stuff. I would love to see that as well. Next, we're going to move on to Fast Life by Elsie, who's actually one of the artists for Finesse Media.
Just a missionary with nowhere to go. Like a rolling stone, just conquering the great unknown. From the habit of having nothing but road, going through signs, make it up as we go. Blink of an eye and we're already home.
Panelists, any thoughts?
I was like, this is the song that I play blasting in my car, like with the windows down and my hair flipping in the wind. The intro hooked me right away too. Like that was really, really good.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, I really liked that.
My band just texted me and was like, can we collaborate with her? So we're gonna make that happen.
I was just thinking that as well. That was going to be my feedback.
Amazing. I love seeing these connections. That is so amazing. Okay, next I'm gonna play a song not on Spotify. So sorry, give me 1 second. This is I'm Fine by DJ Flossie. And I think, remind me if I'm wrong, but it's not out yet, right?
Yeah, it still needs some work, to be honest. So any feedback?
There's no need to check on me, no message, get home safely. I don't really go out much these days. It's not like anyone is calling me, but I think I'm okay on my own. You could say I got some new friends now, and I don't even have to leave my house. I'm not lonely, although I'm alone. There's no need to check on me, no message, get home safely. I think I'm living my best life. There's no need to check on me, I'll be up late anyway, so I keep my mind occupied. I'm having a good time, I'm fine, I'm fine. I drank enough poison to stay alive. It's just that the voices, they scream at night. I There's a lot more time to reflect here, but I don't like what I see in the mirror. I can see someone else behind me. Used to go out to erase that girl, go shot for shot till she's no longer heard.
Okay, yes, panelists, any thoughts?
I was like, I'm sorry, ma'am. Have you been stalking my personal life? Because your lyrics are totally relatable. Like, totally relatable.
I agree. I was gonna say that. I just laughed so hard. Yeah, it definitely feels like you got flies on the wall or something, and you got an inside scoop. So I love your lyrics.
Oh yeah, I would say because since it's a work in progress, I would say kind of mix your vocals to make to have like a little reverb, like make it a little bit softer. I feel like if it's a little softer, or like lower it down a little bit, it'll give me like a little, oh my God, yes, I'm in the vibe and I'm relating. This is great. No, but I love your lyrics. This is really, really good. And then my band just texted me, said your instrumentals are really good too.
Oh, okay. Thank you. Yeah, I thank you. I'll work on it.
Thanks for sharing, Flossie. And next we have Sex by Queen Mars.
When did we get so drunk on our emotions? Is it love or fear that brings us to this closeness? There's nothing here except the feelings that we bury. We never share the bodies that we carry. Every time I kiss him, there's venom in my system. It's when he looks at me and asks me why it tastes so sweet, and I say I'm sugar and spice, I'm everything nice, but at that XXX I'll be whatever you want. He's grabbing my thighs, he's getting baptized, he's spelling SEX out with the tip of his tongue.
Awesome. Okay, panelists, any thoughts?
That was so like J-Lo, you know what I'm saying? Like, you know, I was like, ooh, that was good. I really like that part. And the lyrics, like, stuck in my head now. Oh my God, so good. I love it.
Yeah, that was totally that is my type of music. That was so good. Like, holy crap. I loved that. That was really, really good.
All I could say is if the melody is already stuck in our heads, like Stacey could just sing it back to you, that is an extremely good sign. So great job.
Thanks, Queen Mars, for submitting that. And next we have Strength to Love by Brianna Knight. That is coming October 15th, right?
Yes, it is. It's for a project, a nonprofit kind of thing going on, trying to raise funds. So, whoop, whoop, yeah.
Yay. Okay, let's start.
Mothers are crying, our babies are dying, fighting to breathe, barely could speak. The streets are hungry, folks say we can't do nothing. In the dark we can see. For all of the pain, what do we need? Something coated in our veins, something sweet. Get us out of bed, open arms to think we will come together.
the strength to love. It's inside of us. We will come together. We will work together. Finding the strength to love. It's inside us.
Ah, that was so good. Panelists, any thoughts? And I love seeing the chat blow up.
Those vocals, oh my goodness, so good.
That was really good. Whatever money you're going to be raising for, you guys are going to raise a lot. Like that was really, really good. Like, yeah, the vocals, the music, all of it.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah, I was moving my hips to that song for sure.
Period. Period. That's the goal. We trying to move. We raise funds and we move.
Oh yeah, that's what I was doing. 100%.
Thank you, Brianna, for sharing. And our last song is going to be Blessings by Nemaya Heckler.
Let the blessings fall down forever and ever. Oh, let the blessings fall down forever and ever.
Oh, I hear the prophecy, always down to build it like Monopoly. Wanna hear my son say dad is proud of me. Overthink it, I just see it from the balcony. Friends, why don't you come over like you're Valerie? Working on my salary, balancing all this back and forth for life's agenda. I could tell you that it's challenging, rooting for you like you do your favorite college team. When you do the good work, the blessings gonna be following. Whoa. And I know you're going through a hard time. Everything's gonna be alright. I know it's hard to get through life, but it'll get better. There's joy, praise what you feel deep inside. Don't cut wings, cause an angel's supposed to fly. Can't back down when you reach for the sky. Don't stress now, blessings fall in line. Calling, blessings falling down like it's autumn. Anyone can reach it at the bottom. Maybe alone, but not forgotten. Even in times like this, I'm here, my darling. Everybody's watching, go and be unique. Life's too good, got everything you need. You're too strong, even when you're weak. I see you dancing on your own 2 feet.
I love this song. Panelists, any thoughts?
Let the blessings fall down. Forever. Ooh, forever. Oh, so good.
Good,
Oh my God.
Stacey.
You guys have some singable songs right now. That's so good.
Literally, like y'all are so talented. Like, holy hell. Like that was amazing. Yeah, like I'm gonna need you guys to send me the link to this like Spotify.
Yeah, me too. I was gonna say you don't just have listening sessions, you have like listening sessions. Like these are really great songs.
That was so good. The lyrics and the way the rapping, it was also smooth. I'm sorry, I'm like mad impressed.
I want to reiterate too, I know none of us are just saying this to say this. Okay, like we're not just saying this out of our butt. Like we truly do mean like these are catchy lyrics. For everyone that we've complimented, like they're really, really good songs. And we hope that we can utilize our platforms to, promote your music a lot more. And I'm really grateful for Finesse Media actually adding this. This is, I didn't know you guys did this. This is a really good job. I love it.
Thank you for sharing this song. And thank you to the panelists for sharing all of your thoughts. I will share this playlist in the chat. And for the songs that aren't out, you should definitely keep an eye out for them when they are out. And I'm going to pass it off to Jordan to wrap this up.
Yes, thank you so much. That was an awesome listening session, everyone. Your song's amazing. I'm definitely going to be following that playlist on Spotify. And I want to thank the panelists again one last time for being here, spending some of their day with us. Y'all's experiences have been amazing, and I really appreciate you being here, sharing them with us today. And I want to plug our contact sheet one last time that Abby's going to drop in there in the chat. It's a great way to make connections. I see like a bunch of connections forming in the chat already. But yeah, find some people you want to work with, find some people you just want to know, be friends with, we love friends here. And if you like what we're doing here at Finesse Media and you want to stay up to date with us, you can sign up for our Finesse VIP platform. And next week's event will be all about NFTs. So please come out and join us on Saturday next week. And with that, I will let Alexi and Kit Kat add anything else. Thank you.
Kit Kat, do you have anything to add before I hop in?
Yeah, I was just going to say thank you all so much for being here. Can I get another woo woo just for this incredible panel, the music, all of it? Unmute yourselves and give
Yeah, woo woo, period.
There we go. There we go. Thank you all so much for being here. This has been awesome. Alexi?
Awesome. Yeah. I really want to give a huge shout out to Donna and Jordan, first of all, for hosting an amazing event for us today. Jordan was super nervous yesterday for no reason.
Jordan, you crushed it.
Yes,
thank
you. And then I want to really give a huge thank you to Emmy, Stacey, and Jamie for joining us today. If everyone enjoyed this, make sure to go follow them on Instagram, follow them on TikTok, support what they're doing, donate to BTS Army, and anything that they're doing, So yeah, I am really grateful for our community as well. Also, if anyone is in the New York City area, we recently signed a partnership deal with the stadium, which is a Brooklyn stadium. And if you're a member of our community, then you'll get 15% off of your studio sessions. So feel free to come in and hang out with us in the studio. And then if anyone ever wants to partner with different events or would just like to see what we're up to, we have a newsletter that goes out every single week. And then on top of that, we're going to be hiring interns again pretty shortly. So we are really excited for that. Very grateful for you all. I hope you have a great weekend and thank you all so much. Bye, everybody.
Thank you so much. Bye, everybody.